What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Money Talk Monday with your girl Adonis. I'm starting a new series. We're gonna be talking about Monday, and we're gonna be talking about basically starting from ground zero. If you're at the beginning of your entrepreneur journey or you beginning of your real estate journey, whatever you're into, generational wealth, thinking about the future, this is the spot to be. Also here I'm basically gonna be telling you my personal journey. I'm not a guru. I'm not a coach. It's just me telling y'all my personal story. I became an entrepreneur, and for those that know me personally, God is a big part of this. So I will be talking about God and the Bible with money. So the first things first, is money your master, or have you mastered money? And a lot of people don't know the difference. So I'm just going to explain to you from my perspective. If money is your master, these are the following things that you gonna know if money is your master or money is your God. You spend all your time at work. You don't take time out for God. You don't take time out for yourself. You don't take time out for your family. It's work, 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 non-stop, even at the expense of your health. That's one. Two, if you would do absolutely anything for money, I mean anything, sell your body, sell drugs, lie, kill, steal, all that. And I do want to clear up this quote that everybody, majority of people, misquoted. A lot of people say money is evil. Money is not evil, it's the love of money. That's the root of all evil. So if you love money, that's the evil root that will have you out here doing whatever to get it. Uh, Also, another thing is if you are mastering money, that means you have faith. You'll turn down a bad deal. If somebody offer you something that kind of sounds sketchy or shaky, you gonna be like, let me think on it, let me sleep on it, let me pray on it. You just don't take anything that slide across your plate. So I'm gonna tell you a little story that it started helping me get out of money being a god. So when I was in my early 20s, I committed a crime and ended up going to jail. I committed the crime before my son was born and went to jail after he got here. So if you're from Atlanta, you know about 901 Rice Street. That's where I was. And at the time I was in there, it was trays up. So it trays up being in effect, I'm ready to eat. So every time they come with the food, it was a young lady that get on the phone right at the time it's time to eat. And she did like a couple days in a row. So about the third day, I went ballistic, went all the way off. Like, hey, we finna fight. Because our food is cold. When they skip us, turn around and come back. So after I done went off on the shower, this older lady came to me. And the funny part is, she said, I've been in here a lot. I got a drug habit. And she's been bored out of Georgia. Like, I ain't no Fulton County, but no, this is Douglasville bored out of Georgia. She had to come to Fulton County. And she took me into her room and I see all these letters where she been writing letters to God. And she said, I don't think you belong in here. She said, but I want to show you something. So boom, she opens up the Bible. She goes to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And it's a dude in there talking about asking God how long he has to wait. So he's talking about all the people doing all the evil stuff. And God replied to him, write through vision, make it plain upon tables. So whoever read it, it shall come in the appointed time. That's the shortened version of that. So I started writing these letters and I was just testing the letters out, right? So bam, I'm hungry. I write a letter asking for some chicken. But I got moved to this different part. And the lady that do Bible study walked in there with church's chicken. Now I had been joking around there telling people, yeah, man, I'm gonna see if this works. Because I knew God, but I wasn't acting like I knew him. When it worked, I just kept doing it. So long story short, I ended up in jail because money was my master and I was doing anything for it. and it also caught up to me. But by writing these letters and putting my faith in the right direction, I started seeing I ain't got to do that no more. There's another way. So you try to do your faith in a different way, and then you start seeing the results of it. So I'm bringing that to you. Your next attention is you got to keep God in your business. Don't be out here telling folk you ain't got no money, crying the blues to everybody, because get what, everybody don't care. Everybody don't want to hear it. And here's the truth: some folk happy you having the problem. So I suggest, because this is what I do, I take any financial problem, need, want, I take it straight to God. I don't talk to my family. I don't really talk to my friends. But I got a couple friends we might be able, because we on the same mindset. When it's about something we want, we take it to God. That's what I do. So ground zero, take all your financials to God. The second thing on ground zero on building your money is your mouth. A lot of people speak negative over themselves, especially in the financial department. I hear so many people saying, "Oh, I ain't gonna be able to pay that bill. I ain't gonna be able to do this. I ain't gonna be able to do that. This ain't gonna work and that ain't gonna work." And they ain't gave themselves a chance. And what you speak, hold words, hold power. So why would you speak broke over yourself or speak broke over your kids or speak broke over your house? So a lot of folk having money problem because they mouth. They got to watch their mouth. So the next verse about your mouth is Mark chapter 11, verse 12 through 14. I'm actually shortening it. You got to do your homework. I just gave you the verse. Find the translation that pops to you. So it's Mark chapter 11, 12 through 14, the verse, and 22 through 26. So basically, short version, Jesus is leaving after he done turned up inside of a temple, okay? Because he didn't like folks stealing money. So he done kicked over tables. He has turned completely up. He leaves, he's hungry, and he sees a fig tree that ain't got no fruit on it. He tell the fig tree that you will never have no more fruit on it ever again. And he walks off because he's upset. The disciples, his 12 homeboys, that's how I describe it. See the tree and ask Jesus, how you do that? And he said, you can say to this mountain, throw yourself in the sea, and it must obey you if you believe. And the key word here, if you believe what come out your mouth, you tell that mountain to throw itself in the sea, it must obey you. And then the verse after that talks about you have to forgive your enemies or everybody so that God can forgive you. So a lot of people, money is jacked up because of their mouth and also because they're holding grudges against somebody. If you holding a grudge against somebody, your money gonna be jacked up. It's gonna be jacked up all the way live. Also, the next one is a lot of people. Some people don't believe, some people do, some people don't. Witchcraft. Witchcraft is almost the number one reason why you broke. And it ain't got to be somebody lighting a candle, writing your name on it, and humming your name and humming curses on you. In the Bible, it says rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. If you completely and totally living contrary to what God has set for your life, it's gonna hit in your financial department. The main thing we need to survive on this planet outside of God, outside of faith, you gonna need some currency. You got to be able to buy a house. You got to be able to pay your rent. You got to be able to go buy food. You got to be able to have a car. A lot of people are living contrary to what God has set for them. And the first thing is your money, and next thing you start is your health. And your health start failing. So a lot of y'all got to realize that there's a spiritual thing. Money is a spiritual situation. Money is energy. It ain't if you look at money for what it really is, it ain't nothing but a piece of paper, and some numbers. Literally, when you go to work, you get paid. 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 You get pa and they send you that money, they are typing numbers on the computer. Money is nothing but energy. So if you are, um, I just got to throw it off. Money is nothing but energy. So basically, if you're not living right, if you ain't got no faith, and you speaking negative over yourself, your money out of you. Your money ain't finna come to you. So this is what we're gonna be talking about today is, your money. You got to speak what you want in order to see it. If you want to be a nurse, speak being a nurse. But also, faith without works is dead. You can believe all day, but if you're not taking the steps to be this nurse or the steps to be a chef or the steps to start your business, you can believe all day and ain't nothing gonna happen. Same thing with needing money. If you're not opening a conduit, because God used people, you got to open the conduit for the money to come to you. If you just sitting around not opening conduits for God to work through, it's not gonna work. So here at Ground Zero, what I learned was I started my business 6 years ago, and I was trying to figure out how I was gonna make it. I really was, because it was very hard. Starting a business is very, very hard. Starting anything from the ground up is not easy. You got to put your time, you got to put your heart into it. You got to sacrifice, and a lot of people got to understand that word sacrifice is major when starting something from the ground up. So the next thing that I also do is I pay tithes. Now other faiths, they pay tithes too, just a little different, but potato. I give a tenth of mine back to where got it from, which is God. And it's in the book called Malachi. It talks about God keeping the devil from messing up your work. And that's been very truthful for me. When I got off the tide paying boat, yeah, guys, look out, because you're supposed to be a cheerful giver. But I noticed it started getting rocky. So I always, as soon as I get my money, I hand God that 10%. And I also give God some of my time too. Preferably when you first get up, give God some time. Talk to him. That's how your business and that's how your money gonna get straight. That's how this is the real manifestation. Like the Bible, prayer, that's real life manifestation. So what I've done was there have been times I've been sitting outside of the bed and I was listening to it's a minister. His name is Jesse Duplantis, and he out of New Orleans. I really like him a lot, and he jokes around a lot. And he got on there and he said, "If you ain't got faith in God, you're an atheist." And it made chills go up my back because I was having a real financial hard time, and I really wasn't praying like that. And when he said, and I was like, "Well, if I doubt God, I'm an atheist. That's crazy work." And it made me look at faith a total different way. And then right after he went off, another guy comes on named Bill Winston. He's talking about declaring and decreeing. So I got into it. He said, you declare and decree what you want. So I just started declaring and decreeing the financial money amount that I wanted in my account every month. And I'm like, I'm just, give God a try. So I did it. At about 2 months, the money started flowing in. And he was telling this story about IBM, where he was a salesman at IBM and he was having a hard time. And he went to church and he spoke that he declared and decreed that we have so many sales he could barely handle it. And it just started coming in just like that. And I tried it. And I said, I want so much work I can barely handle it. And it happened just like that. So I've been on that wave the entire time, declaring and decreeing over my life, declare and decree over your finances, declare and decree over your children, especially your children out here. As a parent, you're supposed to pray over your kids, pray protection over them, pray over their mind, their body, and everything. And the next thing that I also want to talk about is protecting your eye gates and ear gates when it comes down to this money, or just in life. You you got your spiritual food, your physical food, and your mental food. What you ingest in your mouth, your eyes, and your ears determines who you are, how far you go, and how far your kids go. So you all need to start listening to people that make money. Start listening to people that's in the direction that you're going. And that's what I learned on my ground up money journey. I started listening to people that's going in the direction or already in the direction that I'm going. Because growing up, my dad told me that he like, man, if your friends broke, you broke. If you hang around nine broke niggas, you the tenth one. And he said it just like that. And it's sure enough. If all your friends unemployed, you're typically unemployed. If all your friends doing drugs, typically you're on them. It's a rare occasion that you're gonna see, or if all your friend hoes, you might just be one. It's a rare occasion you're around people and you don't reflect. Your circle reflects is a reflection of you. So when it comes down to trying to build your money and build your empire and build generational wealth, you got to deal with people that's already doing that. And last but not least, because I ain't gonna be on that guy long. Uh, you're supposed to leave an inheritance to your children. They your children. If you left the planet today, your children do not supposed to be in. They're gonna be emotionally in shambles, but they shouldn't be without a place, without a car, without money. You supposed to take care of it, and they also don't supposed to try to figure out how they're gonna put you in the ground. You supposed to have all that in place, and the only way you know that you got to be around people that is doing exactly that. So without further ado, like I say, this is my first episode. Ain't gonna keep it long, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it cute. This is Money Talk Monday, starting from zero. Put God in your business. Sit down, write down what you want to achieve. Set step by step by step. Don't speak negative over it. I don't care if don't nobody around you believe in you. You gotta believe in you. And last but not least, give all your minor problems to God. Leave it at God's feet and move on from there. So peace out, y'all. So I'm finna go finish eating dinner. And good night. What up, Ray Ray?